Okay, now that we have actually committed our sketch to the remote repository, and we use the Bitbucket server, you can use GitHub as well, but just Bitbucket allows you to have unlimited private repositories, whereas GitHub only allows you to have 5. So it's the same thing. It's okay to use any of them. So now what I would like to do is like imagine that you want to send this sketch to a friend and you want somebody to be able to take a look at this. So if you just want them to take a look and play around, but they won't be committing it back, they won't be contributing, yeah, and keep in mind that if you just want them to play around, and you can use the following procedure. Again, what you have to do, you just have to first think where are you going to put all those files. So first let's imagine you want to put your um, sketch into a folder. So I'll make a new folder. You can do it into your, you can clone it into your, sketchbook folder. But because in my sketchbook, and I'll do that actually. I'll do it into my sketchbook. Folder. So let's take a look. I open my sketchbook folder, and now what I have to do, I have to open Git Bash. So I either can click on the Git Bash icon, or I can go to the Start menu and type Git and click on the Git Bash, and it will open the window again. And now what I have to do, I have to enter the directory, my sketchbook directory on the Git Bash. So I type here cd, and now what I'm gonna do, I'm now in the processing folder, so I'm gonna go up, and then I'm gonna take the processing folder, the sketchbook folder, and I'm gonna drag it and drop it into this window. And you can see that the name, the path has appeared in a double quotes. Double quotes are important. So now I can press enter, and you can see that my directory has changed into the user directory document process. I'm change the options to edit so that I can select things. So you can see I'm in documents processing, and I can type now ls, and you see that it's the same files, same contents of files, list ls for list files, and you can see it's the same directory, so I'm in the right directory. You can type ls minus l, which is gonna give you a bit neater list where you can see that this is dddd directory. So inside of this directory will be created a directory for your uh, repository. So when we're going to be cloning this repository, you can see that when you look at the source, all you can see that there are 2 files, but those files are inside of the first Git repository. When you're going to clone it, what's going to happen is that over here inside of this directory, that's the directory where we're going to clone it, going to appear directory called with the name of your repository. Not just files, not just PDE files, for example. You may think that if you clone the directory, those 2 files are going to appear right into the. You may think that those 2 files may appear right over here, but that's not true. They're going to be directory made called first git, and that directory is going to contain those files. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to type git clone, and now I have to go over here and I have to go to the overview, and here is this cloning URL. There are 2 types of URL, HTTPS and SSH. So far we're going to deal only with HTTPS, which is simpler, and I'm going to go and copy it, and you can see that's git, and then I'm going to go to the git bash, and I'm going to go here for a space, and now I'm going to type shift insert, and shift insert will going to do the paste from the clipboard. Inside of this git bash, the Ctrl V, Ctrl C don't work the same way they work in Windows, so you need to be aware of that. So shift insert is the key for copying, and shift delete is the key for cutting, but it's probably not going to work there anyway, so it doesn't matter. But git clone and the URL. So now I type enter, and look, we see cloning into the first git, so it's going to create the first git directory. And then we are actually, we can type ls minus l, and we can see that we have one more directory called first git. And now we are we can actually look in the processing directory, and again we can see that there is a directory called first git, and then you can see there are our files. So now I can open the processing PDE, and I can navigate into this directory, and I can see there is this first no, this is processing directory called first git, and I can open it, and I can open the first git PDE, and here you are, it opens and it works. And here you are, we just cloned this file, this sketch from the remote repository. Surprisingly, we can continue adding some extra things into it. For example, we can change the screen to be a bit larger, 900 by 700. We can save the file, and then what has happened is that we can again type ls minus l. We can see that we need to get into this directory, so we type cd and we type the name of this directory first git. So now we can see if we're inside of this directory, we're on branch master. Now we can type git status, and you can see that we have one modified file, because there is inside of the directory there's a copy of the repository, and you can type git add first git pde. You've staged the file, and you can type git again. You can type again git status, and now you can see that there is changes to be committed, and you have one modified file, and now you can commit file again into this size, and the commit has happened. One file changed to insertions. Why to insertions? Probably I have to just add it inadvertently some empty lines or something like this, and basically you can type git log minus 1 line, and you can see there's one more commit added, but I pressed the Q button just to get out of this screen scroller. And what you need to pay attention to is actually that right now on your if you just clone your file by yourself on the new computer, there is going to be only one copy of this repository. But now, surprisingly, I have on my computer, because I have two copies, two different repositories for the same sketch. One is over here, it's called first git, and another one is here in the August file. I have here as well, here this first git. Surprisingly, there are two versions of this file, and they will be, and you need to keep in mind that your repository is located inside of your directory. You don't see it, but actually if you look, if you enable hidden files, you will see that there is a .git subdirectory. So if I type like this, then you can see that I've entered into the subdirectory which was hidden, and this subdirectory has a lot of stuff. You never edit it by yourself. Git does it by himself. But you can see this is your files from, this is your local repository. And if I go into my old sketch, the original one which I wrote in the August directory, and I type here again .git, which is, I'm just typing and entering this directory. So now I'm in this directory, and you can see there is another copy. So now I have two local repositories. You need to keep in mind that whenever you clone something, you just don't clone just files, you don't clone just those things, you clone the whole repository, and that's an important thing. But as I said in the beginning of this tutorial, the way I showed you now is just a way to clone, for somebody to clone it, to play around, and that's it. You can play around with this one, you can modify, you can make your own sketches, but you're never going to be pushing back. You're never going to be merging it back into your original one. That's just to play around and to